Hello, Wayne Bowles, Profits Unlimited. Welcome back to our podcast channel. As a quick reminder, you can find us on Turfs Up Radio. Simply go to your browser, type in Turfs Up Radio, or there are shows. Hit that tab, go down to the tab, you'll see Profits Unlimited there, as well as a lot of other educational pieces of advice that'll help you grow and build your business. What we're going to talk about today, I think, is very interesting, and this cost us thousands of dollars with my company because I really didn't have a good understanding on cost and frequency. And I know a lot of times, one of the biggest questions we have in this industry is, what's it cost me? What should I charge? We're also going to touch base on the frequency of the service. I just ask you to key in your numbers. I'm going to use a reference point, let's say Indianapolis, Indiana, or Columbus, Ohio, or along that line, maybe St. Louis, Missouri. Okay, something centrally located in the country. Don't get confused with cost and frequency. They're completely different things that we got to think about when we're running our mowing business, right? Or fertilization, weed control. Anybody that we're providing more than one service for. And we literally lost thousands of dollars, and I'm not embarrassed to share that with you, until we really figured that out. Looking at the cost point for just briefly, okay? Let's just say a company's $5 an hour off from where they should be. Not based on what the market will bear, not based on what their competitors charging, but for a company that actually is calculating their cost per hour of operation based on their overhead and expenses and use rate and desired profit margin, right? Let's look at that. And I'll take that right to my own business. Wayne's Lawn Service going back to 1987. Okay, and I know a lot of you guys, that's a long time ago, right? We had started our business in 1979. By 1987, we had ourselves almost $90,000 in debt as a two-truck operation, not understanding cost. And when we sat down and figured that out, we were only about $5 an hour off at that time. You say, man, that was only $5. But sit back and think how many hours of service you provide in a year. And all of a sudden that $5 becomes a very big number over the course of a season. So that's one area that it's easy to mess up on, and why, as an industry, we're not as profitable as we could be or should be, simply because we don't know what we don't know when it comes to the cost of our service. Now let's build on that for a second. Okay, so we got that as a foundation of, okay, my cost may be a little bit off. Now the other thing that cost us thousands of dollars, when I would go talk to Miss Smith about cutting her yard, I'd say, okay, Miss Smith, I'm just going to make a number up, okay? Again, key in your numbers. We need $30 a week to cut your yard, or $40 a week to cut your yard, right? We're given the price. Whatever that price is, we're given that price. Once you give that price to the customer, are you at that point letting the customer define the frequency? And what I mean by that is when you tell Miss Smith, hey, it's going to be $40 a week to cut and trim and blow, she's okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And during the first part of the season, everything's going great, right? You're going by on a weekly basis, you're mowing it, trimming it, blowing it, keeping it looking in good shape, and all of a sudden the summer rolls around and it's July and things are heating up a little bit and it's slowing down, and you get there and Miss Smith says, whoa, Wayne, hold on a minute. Don't mow today. You really think it needs to be mowed? The grass isn't growing that much. Have you ever had that happen? And what do we generally do? I don't know how you handle it, but I'll tell you how Wayne's Lawn Service did it many, many years ago. We'd pack up. We'd say, okay, you're right. Yeah, it's not that bad. We'll see you next week, or we'll see you in 3 days, or whatever. We'd pack up, we'd leave, we'd go. And then when we came back to mow it, I always say people in our industry, our customers, have a pizza mentality. That's what I call it. They think, okay, you order a pepperoni pizza today, tomorrow, or a week from now from somebody, and it's the same pepperoni pizza that comes, right? Same price, same pizza, comes to your home, you enjoy the pizza. But when somebody says, whoa, don't mow today, come back next week or come back in 3 days. There's a whole lot of things that take place in your business and my business that doesn't make that make sense. So you got to turn that light on for your company a whole lot faster than I did and understand that the customer cannot dictate the frequency of the service in the middle of the season. Because that $40 price that you gave them in the spring, right? What's happening in the spring and early summer in most markets? Grass is growing like crazy, right? So we're having to double cut it, we're blowing. It's a lot more labor involved. So what happens in the summer? Grass slows down. Normally we're faster, right? But that's when the customer runs out and says, whoa, 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 don't mow and come back next week or just pick me up in a few days. Well, in a few days, you're in another part of the city mowing. So now you got to go back and pick 1 yard up off route, out of route. So you might as well not even do it, because the time it takes you to drive from where you're at to back to Miss Smith's house over here and then back on route, you've done it for free. You don't realize it, but you've done it for free, because the additional windshield time that you've created has made that an unprofitable job for you. So here's the point. Understand your cost. Know what it really costs you to provide a service. Utilize somebody's methodology. Doesn't have to be Profits Unlimited. Ours is very simple. Our know why you charge, what you charge information is very simple to use. And it will give you your cost per hour of operation based on your company's expenses, your use rates, your overhead, and your desired profit. It's not based on an industry standard. Industry standards are great, but the problem with an industry standard is you can't run your business on it, and I can't run my business on it, because our businesses are unique in our use rates and our overhead. Okay? So know your cost per hour of operation, so at least you know the right price to be charging per labor hour for your services. The next thing is, when you tell somebody a price or you present it in a proposal, always on that proposal, tell the customer that this is based on a weekly service, or this is based on an every 10-day service. Define the frequency with the price, because what we can't do is go out in the spring of the year and take all the additional labor time that it takes, because the grass is growing high, it's wet, it's got to be double cut, you're blowing it. You can't eat all that additional labor cost and not charge anything for it. Now, in our world, right, my world, your world, what we can do, though, is when it comes around to July and August, when things have slowed down and we come by and we're much faster at what we're doing because the grass isn't growing as fast, right, then that balances that. It's kind of like a seesaw, right? Our customer wins in the spring because it's taking us longer to get the job done. We win in the summer because we're faster at it. And the investment of time and effort and labor that we had as a company early on balances out because we're faster in the summer. But if the customer's coming out, whoa, 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 don't mow today, and you're not able to get it done faster because it's not growing as much, that there's no equilibrium to that. That never balances out. You've been labor heavy in the spring, and they're making you skip a week in the summer, and it's never working out for the company. I can show you guys where, as a one truck operation, just being $4 or $5 an hour off on your cost and not charging the right price based on the frequency, but as a one truck operation, that can be costing you almost $40,000 a year. It's based on just mowing a residential lawn. Don't make the mistakes we made. Don't give that $40,000 a year up. We gave away thousands of dollars at Wayne's Lawn Service because we did not understand the cost per hour of operation. We did not charge based on the frequency of the service. We were just throwing the price out there and letting the customer dictate the frequency. If you want to let the customer dictate the frequency, that's fine, but know going in to the season that, hey, it's going to be a weekly cut in the spring. We're going to do an every 10-day service in the summer and back to a weekly service in the fall, or whatever frequency you determine, but then you can price the job accordingly. Then you can price the job, instead of at $40, maybe it's 53 or 55 or 48 based on the size of the property. But determine the frequency, then price the job. Don't price the job and then determine the frequency. That's what will put you out of business. That's what will make you struggle. That's what makes it hard. It doesn't have to be hard, and it gets a whole lot easier when we understand the correlation between cost and frequency. Hope that helped a little bit. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, reach out to us. Remember, profit's not a dirty word.